Alright guys, today I just want to bring you guys a video on how I back up my hard drive. Some of you guys have asked me what's my system for backing up my hard drive. So this is the system I use, well this is the program I use. I came across this program because I used to use another program, but I kind of outgrew it, so I started using this one I came across, and so use it here. You go to this website. This is a donation website. The person who makes this takes donations. You do get a free version, but the program was so good for my case and backing up my music that I donated. So you can go ahead, and I would suggest you donate on whatever you can. This is how you do. You download. This is where you can donate if you want. And like I said, there's a free version which has features, but not as many as the paid version, which he'll send you a link to. So here it is. So this is the program here. Once you open it, and what you want to do to use it is you have this section, which is your one hard drive. This is your second hard drive, and this details things about your hard drives, and I'll show you guys. So for example, here's my main hard drive, which is number 1. I'll put it in there, and hard drive number 2, which is my backup drive, I'll put it there. You want to hit compare, but before that, these are the settings I use. So the free version, I think you can only set it at 1, but since I did donate, I got the version where you can up the operations here. So I guess it'll do 5 at a time, five operations at a time. You could go up to 10 if you want, but sometimes I don't push it. I just leave it at 5. It's fine for me. It's fast enough. I have fast drive, so 5 is good for me. Here you can block some things. For example, if you're using different drives formatted in different formats like exFAT or NTFS or APFS, you'll get some of these files, which is they're just drive files which tell the computer details about the drive, not necessarily about your music library or whatever you're backing up, but just about the drive, like serial number, model number, stuff like that, which is, or just files that are saved in there from your hard drive's actions that it's done on another machine, but not important. But I'll clear it because I have some things here that I've added. So I'll clear it. Default. These are the default files that it won't copy over. So, and then here you can have a database on the hard drive, so that if you only moved files, you didn't delete them, you just moved them from one folder to another, you'll be able to have that change updated on your other drive and not necessarily take time by having the file deleted and then having to rewrite it on your second drive. So I don't use it. I used to use it. I don't use it anymore because on my backup drive is exFAT. So I have one drive that's NTFS. My middle drive, which is my backup drive, I just call it my middle drive, is exFAT. And my Mac drive is APFS. So whenever I use my PC, I take my NTFS and the exFAT drive, which is my backup. And same thing with whenever I take my Mac drive, I'll take my APFS, and then I'll take my exFAT as a backup because exFAT will work with either PC or Mac, so that's why it's my backup drive. I don't suggest that you use exFAT for your daily drives, for your mixing and stuff like that. I feel it's only meant for transfer cases. For example, if you're going to transfer something from NTFS, you transfer it to your exFAT and then take it over to your APFS drive. It's not really the file system, it's not really reliable. So if you computer crashes or you eject it or somebody pulls it out or for whatever reason the drive is not ejected properly, you could lose your data, part of it or all of it. So it doesn't have the file system that these two other APFS and NTFS do have, which have a safer way of kind of filing your file so that in case something like that does happen, the file is ejected or some error happens, it has a way of recovering those bits of data to reconstruct your drive as it was before the error. Well, moving on. Well, in my case, like I said, I don't use it because my exFAT will not accept a database file just because of its file system is exFAT. So, and there's other things you can do with exFAT. For example, renaming. If you rename a file and it's just, let's just say you want to make a letter capital, keep the name the same, but you just want to make a letter capital in the file name, it won't do it unless there's another change. So I'll have to, if I want to change, let's say a letter M from a file name, I have to do at the end, place a 01, rename that file, then capitalize the M, and then delete the 01 so that it thinks that I actually renamed the file. Now for that, let's go here. So press OK. Now you want to compare. I have no files that I need to transfer because I did back up my drive, and there's no files here that I need to transfer. But like I said before, see, these are Mac files that are saved on the drive for sorting purposes and just its own way of using files. So it's not really something I need. So see, these are kind of the files that I'll hide because I don't need them to show up in my my backup. So I'll exclude them, and they're excluded. Perfect. So when I do compare again, they won't show up. All right. So let's delete some stuff, and I'll show you how this works. So let's go to my backup drive, and let's delete. Well, let's just copy that. Let's cut that. I'll put it in here for now, just to be safe. I'm gonna paste it in there, so it doesn't exist in my drive. So let's go back to free file sync. Once again, you select your main drive, your backup drive, compare. So there you go. So it's showing me that this folder doesn't exist and these files don't exist in my backup drive. So it's saying add. So it wants to add 8 files that don't exist. 102,000 files that are the same, that do exist. And there's 8 files that don't exist. More details, so I can open this up. And yes, it shows me it's in the Z folder, and there's 8 files that are there, and these are the 8 files. I can just press enter, and there we go. So now I backed up those files there. So let's go back to my backup drive. And here's my backup drive. We'll go to Z, and here we go. There's the 8 files. There's 7 because it counts the folder as a file. So here's 1 and here's 7. It's 8. So that's how I back up my drive. That's how I do it. So basically, browse folder 1, folder 2, compare. Everything the same. Okay. So another thing you can do is, say you have a Google Drive, you can also back up your main hard drive to your cloud. I tried to do it, but it just takes so long, and it uses a lot of data. So if you have 500 files, go ahead and do it, but it does take some time for the backup. And then once you do have it all up there, then you can do the updates, and it'll update your cloud drive. And this will be, you'll have your main drive, and then you'll have your backup, which will be your cloud drive. Once again, here, parallel connections. So I leave it at 5. So you'll select here the drive you want to use, Google Drive. This is my account, and it's a drive. And what folder do I want to back up? It'll look for your folders in there. So we'll just wait for that. But say you have an MP3 folder, you just select the MP3 folder and select the folder, and then compare, and then back up. It'll back up all your stuff to that folder. So another thing about backing up your drives, let's say we have your main drive, right? And I have a drive that it was a hard drive, which in this drive, I have my videos, my karaoke, and I call this other. So this is like, I put other stuff in there, like drops, scratch records, samples, instrumentals, acapellas, everything that's more kind of studio stuff and not really music. So, well, first of all, I need to make a MP3 folder here. I stopped backing up my MP3s in here because I solely backed them up in MP3 in a different drive. So let's make it so MP3. And this is the example I want to show you guys. So let's select my my hard drive disk. So once again, main drive and the backup disk that you want to back up things to. So this is the thing I want to warn you guys about. When you select compare, it shows all these things here. So let's put it in order. So it shows MP3, it'll show MP4s, and it'll show all the other stuff. So in my MP3 drive, all I have is MP3 and a virtual DJ database. I don't want to transfer this database because my database inside of my hard drive, which is this one here, has a database for videos, for karaoke, and for my other folder. So it has a different database. I don't want to be, if I back up this one, it'll delete the whole database of videos and karaoke and all that other data, all that history. Let's just say history. So it'll delete the history that I of things that I've done with those video karaoke files, and I don't want to do that. That's why I separated my MP3 from my full backup. I would say this is like maybe the backup, my server, my gold, my vault backup. In case I lose everything, I have this one hard drive that I never take out because I don't use hard drives anymore. They're too slow for what I use them for. So they're like my master back. All right. So in this case, I don't want to back up all these. So I'm looking for my main hard drive, my MP3s. I'll select that, and then in here I'll go to my hard drive, and I'll also select the MP3 because I just want to back up that folder. So now I can compare, and as you can see, it'll show me that in my MP3 folder, in my main hard drive, which is this one, there's all these folders that exist, and all these, these are just files inside of these folders. So, and as you saw, I made a folder, a brand new folder inside of my hard drive, inside of here, which has no file. So it's trying to transfer all my MP3s into there, which is fine. Let's do an example. So here, items. So I can see my hip hop folder has 23,000. Mexican folder 17 years. This is where I keep years. Reggae, salsa. There's more hip hop, reggae. So you can see my folders of how many files I have. This is a quick way to look and see how many files you have in every folder. All right, so I'm gonna transfer these over. So not transfer them, back them up. So 1, 2. Let's do these folders because these are in the single and double digits. So I'm gonna select these files, and then I'll press enter. So these folders are gonna be backed up to my hard drive. So we have remaining 182. It's processed about 130 files. Usually goes faster in the hundreds. Just that since this is a hard drive, the maximum speed it can go is probably 120 megabytes per second or so. All right, so it's backed up those files to my MP3. So let's just do one more. Let's do radio Spanish. So I select it, enter, and it's backing those up. All right, perfect. So let's go back. I'm gonna go back to my hard drives. So I'm gonna go to my hard drive, and as you can see, there's an MP3 folder here, and it's backed up these folders. So it didn't delete this one, it didn't delete this one, it didn't delete any of them. It just copied the contents of the MP3 folder into the MP3 folder. All right, so once again, just be careful with that because if let's do compare again. Actually, no, let's go back to my main hard drive and my hard drive, my disk hard drive. So there, if I press compare, and if I use synchronize now, or if I just back them up, it'll erase everything that doesn't exist in my MP3 hard drive, which means karaoke videos, and my other folder. So it'll erase all those, so just be very careful with that. In this case, let's say you do want to back up the drives by looking at the folders. You could do it here and just select which ones you want to back up, but I just I'm a little scared to do it this way. I don't for some reason I just feel better by working in the folder that I want to back up. So I would go here to my actually MP3, and back over here I would go to my MP3 folder, and that way I'm working in MP3. Nothing else, no other folders are going to be bothered because I'm solely working on the MP3 folder. So yeah. So here I can see how many files, and this one still has that many files, and I can see which is the second one with the one with the least files. So let's back that one up. So I selected enter, and it backs up those 100 files or so. Bam, backed up. Let's one more folder. So selected enter, it backs up those files. So Club Spanish. So let's go to my hard drive and then MP3 and Club Spanish. Here it is. So there we are. So once again, just be careful with that because you don't want to delete your files. And in the emergency that you do, just make sure you have a backup drive of your backup. So a backup of your backup. All right, and if you don't want to do folder by folder, I want to cancel this. You can always do you can compare it, and then you could do synchronize, which means it's gonna copy everything. It's gonna make a mirror image of whatever's in here over here instead of you selecting one by one. So once again, you can always use synchronize. I do sometimes if I just know that I just want to copy everything, or if I just have two folders, I'll press synchronize because I know it's just those two folders. But this is a little bit more thorough for me. I get to see, if I have some time, then I'll copy a big folder, and if I don't have enough time, then I'll just copy a small folder or so, depending on how much time I have for doing backups. So another folder, enter. So it's backing up my Rock Spanish folder, and it's working a little fast because both of these drives are NTFS. So this is my main drive that I'm using on this machine is NTFS, and my hard drive is NTFS. If this is my let's say my second hard drive, let's select my first hard drive, and let's select my second hard drive. This one, which is this one here, it's formatted in exFAT, so it does work a little slower than these two. So my backup hard drive there, let's compare, and as you can see, they're the same. So let's go back to my main hard drive, and my hard drive, and as you can see, it shows me all the files. So I don't want to copy this one because it has the database for all these other folders, and if I delete, if it copies my MP3 database into here, then I lose all the information for all these other files. So all right, so that was just something I wanted to add in because I don't want you guys to delete your music off of doing a backup. So MP3, and then once again MP3, select MP3, double check, compare. Okay, let's see if we can make that a little faster. See, so my S drive is only using one file per operation. I'll set it at 5, and it should make it faster. So let's copy this one. Let's see. So say it's doing five threads at a time. So it's making my hard drive work a little faster. All right, so there we go. We've copied files over to my hard drive. My backup, which is here. And as you can see, here they are. So I'm gonna delete these because I don't back up to that drive. But at least you guys know how to back up a little faster. If you guys weren't using this method, you can start using this method if you want.